Gonna give you some.
I'm Rob Frankovich, founder of Tiger Consulting. This tape is to demonstrate and teach some of the basic techniques used in applications for the expandable baton in personal defense. The applications from this video should help you to develop your training with the baton. Although it is important to warm up with any physical activity you perform, the use of the expandable baton is more so due to its use of the arm and upper torso. Today, the stretching we will do is taken right from Aikido. We're going to start with the wrist stretches. The wrist stretching will start with taking your fingertips straight down, thumb side toward you. Collapse the thumb of the other hand, wrap the hand with the rest of your fingers. From here, lift the wrist toward the ceiling as you drop your elbow in. This will stretch the back of the wrist. On a 5 count, it's 1, release, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and switch hands doing the same process. Collapse, rise, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The second wrist stretching is started with thumb side down, fingertips away from you. Collapse the thumb with the fingertips of the other hand, collapse the hand with the thumb on that side. Push the wrist in toward you. As you push your elbow forward, also raise the fingers slightly as you go in. It becomes 1 and release, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch to the other side, collapse, grab, and push. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The third stretch begins with the fingertips straight down. The thumb of the opposite hand will go in the crook of the thumb and the forefinger. Grab the blade of the hand with the other fingers. From here, you will twist the hand underneath your elbow until you feel the elbow tip forward slightly, and then push forward, causing a stretch through the forearm. 1, and release. 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other side, between the crook, grab, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next wrist stretch starts with the little finger toward you. Place the thumb behind the knuckle of the little finger. Hook the thumb, not up in the finger, but underneath the thumb completely. From here, you'll twist the hand and let it drop. It becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other side, behind the little finger, grab the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lastly, with the fingertips away, grabbing all of the fingers with the hand, extend the arm and drop it down to your body with the straight arm, intending to stretch the inside of the elbow. Becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other side, grabbing the fingertips. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lastly, a little shake of the arms and the wrist to loosen them back up. The use of an expandable baton in this situation increases the use of force that is applied. This must be kept in mind as you use the baton due to risk factors to yourself and to others. As you train with the baton, you will see the power that it can develop and the damage that it can cause. You must remember that if something happens, it can be turned on you. Although it is an expandable baton, there are two methods of using the baton as your defensive tool. The closed version incorporates 3 striking techniques. All 3 of them rely on keeping the thumb over the tip to prevent the baton from expanding. Strike is essentially the same as traditional martial arts hammer fist using the bottom of the hand. We're taking the weapon, the tool from here, striking down at a 45-degree angle into your target. Strong side strike is your weapon side, same hand that has the tool. Weak side strike would be a what-if strike, being that the first strike missed, you can come back through with the weak side. Again, it's coming down at an angle into the body. Third strike is a punch, same as a regular martial arts punch. From here, extending into the target. So you have strong side, weak side, and a punch. Now that you've seen the 3 closed methods of striking, the actual application on a target would be in this manner. The strong side strike, coming down at a 45 into the target and sticking. Not just dragging through, becomes down and then down. Weak side strike, again, the what if. If this misses, I am too far across, I will just return with the strike, driving down into the target. Miss, back. Miss, back. The third closed method is a punch from here straight into the target. with these, you are not limited to, but want to focus on strong side techniques. You want to stay within that because the weak side technique is that. It is a weak technique. You have combinations as you need. It becomes punch to get them back, then strike. Strike, strike. Punch, strike. There are three methods of opening the baton: opening it high, opening it low, and opening it while striking. Opening high with the baton in your weapon hand, the strong side, you will extend back and away at about a 45-degree angle. The idea is to go up so that the baton, using centrifugal force, can extend out and lock into place. You don't want to just swing it back with a little flip. You want to extend it as strong as you can. Opening high becomes this, and back to a ready striking position. Closing the weapon. Closing the weapon will only be done during training sessions, because in a real situation you will not worry about closing the weapon, you will leave. Closing the weapon, making sure it is extended straight down, push the tip into the ground until it completely collapses. Opening low. Opening low is the same idea, using the centrifugal force, but this time down at about a 45-degree angle away from you. This is a more difficult opening because you have to be aware of people that could be around you. You don't want to strike someone as you're opening your weapon. From here, the opening low becomes this, and back to a ready striking position. Closing, turn it over. From here, extending it straight into the ground, so you have a close. Third opening is also a striking opening while you use the strike. Your attacker is suddenly upon you, you do have your baton in your hand, you initiate the movement, the strike goes forward, using the centrifugal force to open it as you follow through with the strike. Opening while striking becomes this. Three basic strikes that will be used with the extended baton are the same as with the closed baton. The difference is you're striking with the tip of the baton rather than the cap of the baton. Striking area of the baton is the last 2 to 3 inches. This will cause the most effect, or have the most effect on the strike. You do not want to hit with the mass of it. It takes a lot of the impact out of the technique. You don't want to hit with just the tip. it becomes too hard to land just the tip. You're looking at the last 2 to 3 inches of the baton. The strong side strike is initiated from the shoulder, comes across to the weak side. You're striking down at about a 45-degree angle through your target. You do not want to stop. You want to strike through the target. The weak side technique in the expanded baton is the same as the weak side strike in the closed baton. It is the what if. If this strong side strike misses, I curl it back to the opposite side shoulder and strike back with the baton. Through, prepare it, strike back. Through, prepare it, strike back. The third strike, the punch, is a little different with the extended baton because you have more mass to use as the striking surface. For this, then, you'll also use both hands. To do the punch, flatten it in front of you, grab the tip, and punch into the target with both hands. Down and punch. This allows you to cover the most area and have the greatest impact using both hands. It can also be used to push the target back to give you space. The targeting is limited to the center mass of the arms, the legs, and the torso. Center mass of the legs is considered anything from the hip to the ankle. Center mass of the torso becomes the hips to the armpit. The last place that is targeted is the center mass of the arm, from the shoulder to the wrist. Center mass is used because it is an easy method to maintain a proper strike. If you try to target one specific area, the likelihood of you missing becomes that much greater. The head and the neck and spine are not considered targets for a baton due to the damage that they can cause. This is above and beyond what is necessary for self-defense and could cause legal issues later. Actual applications with the extended baton with the target are applied in the manner as we did with the closed. The extended baton strong side strike comes down and through at a 45 into the target and returns back. Strike and back. Back. The weak side, the what if, it misses, comes back into the other target. From here, it misses, chambers, strikes back into the target. Here and back. punch, glaze over, with both hands into the target. Here and in. The baton has an extended reach on it, and for that reason you must create distance. One of the ways to create distance is to move. A movement drill that we've developed has a 4-part set to it. Keeping your strong side back, it is a basic slide, step and drag right out of law enforcement training. The step becomes the lead leg step moving forward and dragging the back foot into position. With this step and drag, you can go 4 main directions, which gives you a wide option in how you can move to get away from the situation. The drill becomes a 4-count drill. Each count is the step and drag and back to position. So count 1 is step and drag and back. 2 to the rear, the back foot moving first. 1 and back. 3 is to the right. 1 and 2 and back. And 4 is to the left. 1 and back. On the full count becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. With these 4 motions, you have a wide variety of angles and turns that you can use to create distance and allow you to expand the baton.